Good evening, Empowered to Rise. It is Tuesday, May 12th. Happy Team Call Tuesday. We have a very special guest with us tonight, Lily Rubio. She is like the of IG, of YouTube, of Facebook. The girl just knows how to put everything together and just make it work. And I'm in awe of how she does it because she's just like, it comes super naturally to her. So she's going to share with us all her secrets that aren't really secrets. She just knows how to put it all together. And she's a pro at it. But first, I want to share my screen. And I want to, fine, where's my thing? Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and just update you with everything that's going on. Corporate has been giving me updates and stuff like that. But here is first and foremost, we need to celebrate. It is only the 12th of May, and look at all this amazingness that is happening on our team right now. We have Success Club movement. We have, guys, we have 6 new coaches on our team. What? And we have a couple of coaches who will be popping the color green emerald on Thursday. Stay tuned for that. We are so stinking excited for them. And we have 2 coaches on Diamond Watch officially. I have made it official. Myself and my second CVC. For those of you who don't know, when you hit 2-star in your business, Beachbody gives you another business center in your own name. Like, you're literally recruiting yourself. So imagine having yourself on your team. It's phenomenal. So I have just 1 emerald. I'm working on my left leg, looking for an emerald, looking for somebody who's ready to run with me and pop emerald, and we will be diamond in that business center. And Angie, girl, with Mickey hitting emerald this week, you are officially on Diamond Watch, sister. No pressure. I'm locking arms with you, and we're gonna work on this together. So I just have to celebrate all of this growth, all of this movement. I am so excited. And to think that quarantine was gonna slow us down. Nope, it's not slowing us down. So excited about this. So let's keep moving. All right, so the announcements. Mixed Berry is releasing on May 18th. So if you're interested in trying it, I hear it's delicious. Grab it. I know a lot of people that already use Energize in my circle, and my challengers are already very curious about Mixed Berry. So they're probably going to jump on that as well because they want to taste it. And then May 20th, the Weekender kit comes out, and that's the sample pack of Fruit Punch Lemon Energize, the little packets, chocolate and orange recover, hydrate, and 3 different beach bars, and that retails for $25. So if anybody wants to just have a sample kit, that's great, and that's a quick, easy, like $6 that you make in your pocket. So that's a fun little item that you can either, Beachbody may be just putting that in their upsell window, like when, you know, they ask if you want to try this or add this to your cart. That may be something that they're adding as well. So there's that going. So the shipping delays that are happening right now is because we are, number 1, COVID is slowing everything down. But number 2, we haven't slowed down. El Jefe, Carl Deichler, has told us there are 180,000 orders that have not been shipped, because not only are we just like overpowering them with our productivity and just going all in our business, but also because of COVID. So today, 2 different warehouses went live. And so they pushed out 30,000 orders out today. That's what they're working on. We'll still have delays, but it should be picking up, and there should be a resolution to that. So when you're talking to your customers, when you're talking to your new coaches, please let them know that there is going to be a delay on their order. Like today, I ordered 3 sets of bands because I kept snapping my bands today with my workout. And I was like, nope, I need new bands. I'm not expecting them for a while, but you know, it is what it is. But just make sure when people know up front, they're cool with it. They're good, okay? All right, so I just wanted to give that spiel. And now I'm gonna give the floor to this beautiful human being. I am so honored to call her my friend, Lily Rubio. She is a pro when it comes to all things Instagram. Let me stop my share. Lily is a, I'm gonna get this wrong, am I? 2-star premier? 2-star premier coach, 2-time premier coach. She is like, she just released her not skinny, not fat, not skinny workout bands. Do you got them somewhere close, sis? Which I probably should order from you, not from Beachbody. And she's just like a whole like entrepreneur. She's amazing. Just sister, I'm just gonna order from you because I'm not gonna get those Beachbody bands for a while. So, all right, sister, right? All right, sister, the floor is yours. I'm gonna mute myself, and the floor is yours. Thank you so much for jumping on the call with us, my friend.
Of course, I'm returning the favor. Hey, everyone. Thank you, Christina, for inviting me. We had the honor of listening to your coach on my team call, and she did awesome. So we both talked about what are our expertises, what is a message that we feel we're very passionate, and I could talk to you guys about all night. And so there's a lot of videos, especially this week. Bonnie Engel spoke to us. I don't know if you guys saw that call. She was talking about like invites, and there's a lot of stuff out there about like maybe how to do cool stories or the right graphics or the right apps. Today I want to talk to you how to be engaging. I want to share some tips on how to have your inbox blowing up every day. How many of you feel like you have pretty good engagement? Could you say like you have pretty good engagement in your stories? You are getting daily messages like, oh, me too, or like lots of engagement, would you say? Or are you feeling more like, who the heck's listening to me? Who cares about what I'm saying? I have no idea because no one messages me. No one says yes when I ask a question. No one answers on my polls except for those robots and spammers or webcam girls. That's it, right? Hold on, let me close my door. So engagement, we all want it, right? You want to know that if you ask a question, like nothing's worse than asking a question and literally getting no response. It feels like that in real life, but also in social media too, right? We want to feel like we are making an impact, like the things that we're sharing people care about, but how do we know unless they are messaging us to tell us? Well, today I'm going to share some things that maybe you're doing, maybe you're not doing, and maybe you could just do it better. So let's talk about engagement. The first thing that you want to create in your Instagram stories, you want to try to create as many Me Too moments. And my Me Too is different than the Me Too that's been going around. The Me Too that you want to create is you want on your stories to have relatable things that people could say, oh my gosh, me too. So for example, a lot of us, if you're a mom, you're homeschooling right now, maybe you're in different phases, sharing something that happened. A few weeks ago, my son was not focusing. He was being like, it was a nightmare. And so I like just went on to talk about like, I was frustrated with that. And then, my son did something funny, but I went on and I shared about that. Well, of course, I got a bunch of messages of people saying, oh my gosh, you're not alone. And I mean, I shared some, like my son literally was like, Mom, get off Instagram and help me. And I was like, boy, I've been trying to help you all day. But I left it on there because first of all, it was hilarious. Like I was trying to help him all day. And then I finally got on Instagram and I'm like, oh my gosh, this kid is testing my patience. And then he's like, Mom, how about you help me? He's 7 and not be on Instagram. So I left it on there. I thought that was hilarious. Maybe someone might have been embarrassed and been like, oh, son, how are you going to put me out there like that? But I didn't care. I'm like, I knew I was helping my son before that. And he was just being a little stinker. So whatever, I put it on there. I got a ton of messages that day, just of people saying like, oh my gosh, my son does the same thing, whatever. So that's an easy example. Sometimes those struggles, the frustrations, you trying to clean something off a pot and you can't do it or whatever, like look at moments in your day that you feel like could be relatable. Like maybe someone out there may be feeling this and it could very well be something that you're embarrassed about or vulnerable about, but I promise you that it is those things that you feel like you don't want people to know, that you kind of have a little Oreo addiction and you love to have your 3 Oreos a night or whatever, like that little secret or things that you feel maybe even insecure about. If you could find a way to talk about that and share it, you're gonna have those Me Too moments with people. So how about your faith? Maybe you're a woman of faith. I think Christina here was talking. I think she leads your team in that way. So to take those opportunities to share like a spiritual story or something that you walked away with, whatever. So we want to create these Me Too moments. And the way that you do that is by sharing those vulnerable things, those things that, like I said, that could be embarrassing. So me too. Me too. You want people to say me too. All right, next. It's kind of going to sound counterintuitive or counterproductive to like what we're trying to build here. But guys, the less you talk about Beachbody, the more engagement you're going to get. And you've probably already seen that, right? You ask, what lipstick should I use, pink or red? You get a flood of messages. Who wants to join my challenge group? You get 0, right? So take that as a clue and use more questions like that for engagement. Remember that the more you can get somebody in your inbox, the more you're going to build a relationship with them and just build that trust. And just like, I mean, I see it every time with the people that I sign up. I go back and it's people like, oh, thanks for the recipe. Oh, cool. And I didn't try to sell them at all, but we had conversations. We had engagement for months and months. Then finally they were ready to join my challenge, right? So how do you get those little conversations like that? You want to be able to share things like that, that people are going to be getting in your DMs. That's what we want. We want them to get into our DMs. Hold on, let me just turn off that Facebook because that will annoy me. So how do I do this without? All right, where are you guys? There you are. Okay, so where was I? I lost my train of thought. Let me take a sip.
The less you talk about Beachbody,
thank you.
the more you have connections and conversation with them.
Right.
To get them into the inbox.
Exactly. Thank you. So less Beachbody, more non-Beachbody related things. And this is daily. I like to take, like, I like to use the ask, what would I call it? Like, I like to give, then ask. So I want to like give, like have maybe 3 days where I'm like, boom, I shared a whole recipe. Next day, look, I'm going to share, this other thing, give, and then I ask. I like to take breaks. I personally don't want to talk about my challenge group. The week of it, I pimp it out. I'm like, guys, I'm talking, and then I go silent. But then I make sure that I follow up the following week with so much value. I'm talking how I pack a lunch for my husband, how I make, for me, my page is really big on like recipes and stuff. So I'm going to share, like go overboard sharing recipes, tips, hacks. You want to do things like you get people's attentions with hair tutorials, how you do your eyebrow, how you do your makeup. Like, have you guys shared that recently? How you're a quick hairdo, a quick makeup look, just to look decent if you're gonna see someone, like all those little things, your favorites, sharing those little things, non-Beachbody related on a daily basis is going to make people come into your inbox. So let me ask you guys, what would you say is the difference between a regular person and an influencer? What makes an influencer? Are you girls influencers? Would you consider yourself an influencer? How many of you say an influencer?
I think those that are influencers are the ones that people want to, like not kind of mimic, but sit there and say, wow, like I believe Christina's an influencer. She influenced me to get involved in this, and she's influenced a lot of people. So I don't want to mimic her, but I like her trend and I want to do similar, if not the same.
Okay, so what's the difference between you and Christina?
I just started. She's been doing it for a long time.
Okay, so great points. Of course, yeah, Christina influenced you. She's definitely an influencer. She's got this great team here. What is the difference, girls? What makes that blogger with 300,000 subscribed followers? And what's the difference between her and you? She's an influencer. What would you say?
The content of how you give like feedback on what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Right. So I'm going to give you one simple word. An influencer is somebody who teaches you, who appears, who gives the status of an expert. So let's say I'm a blogger and I'm a fashion blogger. You look at me as the expert fashionista. I got my purse, you know, I'm always gonna have my handbag. I'm gonna have like where I got my earrings from. So I am an expert. I'm an expert in whatever it is, you know, it could be an influencer who's talking about, you know, whatever interest, right? Makeup, food, comedy, you know, whatever it is. But the point is that they educate us. We want to visit their pages because we always know they're going to share the best tips, like where to get the best makeup. You know, the makeup guru, she's going to share her favorite foundation, and you want to know that. She's going to share, you know, something that is just going to be of value to us, right? You know that when that influencer shares something, it's like, oh my gosh, yes, it's on sale on Amazon, and you want it, right? So the difference between a regular girl who posts to Instagram and the girl who influences, therefore, is going to get that inbox full. The difference is someone teaches. So if we got a bunch of teachers here, Christina said we got a lot of teachers here. You girls are used to teaching. So my question to you tonight is, can you just think of 3 things that you feel pretty passionate about that you can teach someone this week? I mean, and I'm talking about things that may seem so basic to you. Maybe every day you draw on your brows, and that's just like what you do because you got thin brows and you draw them on every day, right? What is something that you pretty much feel that you're an expert? Do you make your bed really good? Who here makes their bed like really good? Raise your hand. Okay, Catherine, I kind of don't. My pillows always look like, it's not like a hotel. If you did a video right now and said, guys, I'm going to show you how to make your bed like a hotel, walk with me, and you led me through that, you would have my complete attention because you're an expert in that, right? So I'm going to look at you like, girl, show me. Oh, that little tuck method. I never did the little tuck method with the thing. And you share exactly what you are an expert. And guys, this could be, listen to the categories. I mean, this could be the way that you clean your sink. This could be the way that you sweep your floors. I'm talking the things that you just, when you do at your house, and I'm like, dang, I'm good. You know, it could be how you clean your bathrooms. It could be whatever you feel you're pretty good at, you know, you're pretty good at. Are you good at making like a cool organizing chart for your kids? You know, whatever kind of just comes pretty natural to you, you could be somebody else's expert. And so
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you're sitting there saying, I'm trying to turn on my light. I was eating earlier.
It's okay.
To do something that we are experts at. Well, I'm very crafty. And when it comes to parties, I love them. And even if you don't pay me, I want to help plan your party.
Okay.
But what if that doesn't appeal to everybody? And I might have 4 out of 100 friends that would be interested in even knowing how to make a piñata or how to set up a dessert station. How do you, like...
If that is your passion and interest, the more that you speak about that, the more you will attract the people who want to hear it. So right now, maybe out of your 100, 200, however many people follow you, you know, maybe not that many people care. But the 10 that really care, they're going to really care and really tune in, right? And then those 10 will multiply and multiply. The whole idea is that I need to know, see, here's how it works, Jennifer, and girls, listen, when you set yourself as the expert of these specific things that you feel you're really good at, here's how it works. I follow you and you talk about how to make a piñata. I could care less. I'm not a mom. I'm not going to do a piñata. I don't care about what you're posting. It's going over my head, right? But Tuesday night, I go to my sister's house and she's like, oh my gosh, I got to throw this party for my son. I got to buy a piñata. And then all of a sudden I could say, oh my gosh, there's this girl that I follow. She just did a tutorial on how to do a piñata. Do you see? And so now my sister now needs you. She's going to go and follow you. And that's the way that it works, guys. When I say, oh my gosh, like just this week, I shared my friend's a food blogger and someone asked for this recipe. I'm like, oh my gosh, my friend's this food blogger and she just posted something, best chocolate chip cookie recipe ever. Okay. she is the expert in that. So I'm not. So I referred her. And that's how it works, you guys. When you set yourself as the expert, nothing makes me feel like so proud about the brand that I've built, being me, than when I talk to like a new coach or someone and they tell me what my brand is. When they're like, yeah, you're all about your family and you love this and you do that and you do that. And they like say all these things that it's not like I made a list and said, this is my brand, but they tell me my brand. And I'm like, yes, it's working. The only way you get to that point where you are a brand is you have to narrow it down. What are the things that people know you for? What are you an expert in? So that's like long-term. That's like big branding. Right now we're kind of more talking about the micro, like how do you get people in your inbox every day? But it's the non-Beachbody related things. So understand, girls, that with as much as, you know, the week that you're announcing your challenge group, that should be the week you're doing the hair tutorial, the eyebrow tutorial, the sweeping tutorial. Why? Because you're going to get more eyes on you, more inbox. And a girl that says, oh my gosh, I never swept my floor like that. Like, what a cool hack to blah, blah, blah. Now she's in your inbox telling you that. And you could say, yes, isn't that cool? How's your day going, Sally? Oh, it's good. What are you doing for fitness? And then you can bring up the conversation, okay? Because now she's in your inbox. So this is what we want. We want people in our inbox. I promise you, girls, that if you change that little strategy to just think about 3 things this week, because there's a bunch of things. And for example, it could be from any category. I was making a salad and I simply shared 3, or I think I shared like 2 ingredients that take a salad to the next level. Okay, this is my opinion. It was green onions and what was it? Oh, and red wine vinegar I just added along with whatever dressing, but whatever, my personal opinion. But I shared it as if like, guys, this is a hack, listen, or like this is my tip of all tips, get your pen ready because I'm gonna share like the best secrets for making a salad taste even better or whatever. I came across as if it was like some big news and I set myself as the expert, like, hey, I'm going to share this awesome, like, you know, just something that makes something really good. You want to make your chicken more tender, add Greek yogurt on top before you grill it. Now I'm coming across as an expert. So you might be like marinating your chicken and think that it's no big deal, whatever you did. But here's what you do, guys. So you got your marinated chicken here and you're about to put it on the grill. Well, before you put that on the grill, tell people see, a lot of people would say like, oh, I put, you know, a little bit of salt, a little paprika, and that's my seasoning. No, the difference between saying like what your recipe is and coming across as the expert is this. So I'll give you an example. Like, so you could just say, oh, this is my chicken. I usually put some salt, pepper, adobo. I put a little lemon and it's really good. Or I could say, guys, I'm gonna share like the most delicious recipe. This is, my boys love it, my family. Every time I cook this, everyone's like, mommy, make it again. So what you do is you get the chicken, you're gonna put the salt, whatever, and then put it in the fridge for like 30 minutes. It's gonna get really soft. That's what makes the chicken really tender. Then once you put it on the grill, okay, now I'm taking it to the next level. Okay, and do you see the difference? Like, I could just share, this is what it is, or I can come across as the expert. And the difference is just like a tweak of words and how you express it. But this is what makes you have the authority, guys, to come across, because I promise you that as you're sharing this simple method, there's going to be someone on the other side that it's not so simple for them. And it's just like, wow, never thought to cut my green pepper that way. All right. So I want you to think about, you know, what are the 3 to 5 things? And this is all the time, guys. I don't build my brand around how to take your salad to the next level. That was just a tip of the week, you know, like just something on the fly that I was like, oh my gosh, I've been making my salads this way and it is so good. Then you have people tagging you saying, oh, I made my salad the way you did. Okay, that's what we want, right? The people in our inbox. So the week that you're promoting something, guys, turn up the value. And we hear that all the time, right? Give value. What the heck is value? Sometimes people are like, you hear it, but you're like, what's value? Value is that thing that makes you an expert, that people come to you because they just know that you're going to bring it, that you are the expert in this area. You are a teacher. If you're a teacher, teach me something. So a teacher is going to break it down. She's going to simplify it. She's going to maybe have a little recipe card on the side to give you. Like, that's how a teacher presents it, as an authority, as an expert. And that's how you want to come, whether you're talking about this pen, your salad, your recipe, your challenge, you know, whatever it is. All right. So I promise you that if you start implementing those little things, you are going to see more engagement in your inbox. Now, sometimes you do have to create. You have to create something that makes you more engaging, like just something that you can, like maybe that week you're just going to decide, like it'll be something planned that you're going to share, and you have to, like, you know, not everything can be on the fly, like sharing your little recipe or whatever, but you may have to be intentional about what you're going to teach or create or come across as the expert, and then like set aside that time that you're going to do that. You know, if you're really serious about this, like Jennifer, you can have Party Planning Wednesday, and every Wednesday I'm going to teach you a small tip on how to, you know, a little party planning. This is how you tie, you know, make a little flower, a little centerpiece. You know, there are people that are interested in that. So if you can set aside time where you're going to create this content and be intentional about it, then again, now you're really the expert. All right. Now you're really coming across as the expert. So hopefully your girls, your wheels are turning, girls, and you're thinking about those things. Now, what if you're like, and I don't know if this is anyone on this call, does anyone feel now like, I'm not an expert? There's nothing I'm really that good at. Does anyone feel like that? Okay, Jennifer Bello saying that. Okay, I'm like kind of boring. I'm like, I don't really do much. I don't know. Okay, maybe you're thinking that. Well, first of all, I told you that even the way that you feed your dogs, or, you know, whatever it is that you do on your daily, you could probably show it and it would probably be different than how I do it. But girls, if you feel like you're not an expert in anything, go become an expert in something. Let me tell you, 2 summers ago, I made it my goal. I always saw girls braid their hair, do the pretty braid up here. And I would always be like, oh, I wish I knew how to braid. Wish I knew how to braid. I'm 41 years old, never learned how to braid, but I would always look at the girls and be like, dang, I wish I knew how to braid. Oh, that looks good. Well, 2 summers ago, I decided that I was going to make it my goal to learn how to braid. I watched a million YouTube videos, did some weird old braids, a mess, and then I finally learned. I learned one that like I get away with. I could do it at the beach. It looks super cute. I'm not an expert, but I learned how to braid. Every time I share my braid, people come. Every time I wear my braid, I get messages. Teach us how to braid. Listen, there's a million videos on YouTube about how to braid. You're asking me to teach you? Why? Because now I'm the expert. Because I braided my hair, so now they're asking me for my tips. I didn't know how to do that before 2 summers ago, okay? So Jennifer, and any of you girls here, what is it that you have an interest in, and go out and learn it? And then the coolest part is to take people on the journey with you. I'm learning how to do a handstand. Every day, show them your crappy, kicking your legs up and falling down, kicking it up and, you know, tumbling down. You got to take people on the process. 6 months from now, you're going to be like, bing. And then guess what? People are going to be like, how do you do a handstand, right? So if you feel like you don't have anything interesting about you, nothing to share, nothing you're really an expert at, go become it. Go figure it out. And I promise you, you're going to become the expert. Like, you literally just need to like read something, feel pretty passionate about it, come to your audience, share it, and then you're going to be the expert in it. It's really cool how that works, because someone might have not seen that huge article that millions of people saw that you read, and you just translated the information, but they heard you. And so now they want to know more from you when you weren't even like the expert in that thing, but you're an expert in their eyes. All right. Any questions up until this point? I'm not reading the chat. Sorry, I'm like, I don't know if you guys are just talking or if
I
I
was
didn't mean
just
to do
thinking
that.
of things for Jen because like I've never done an Instacart shopping thing
me
or
neither.
Amazon Fresh. Like never. I've never done it. I think Mikey asked me to order him like hummus when he was in New York. So you can literally show people how it is that you order on Amazon. And people would go nuts over that. I'd freaking watch. I'd watch, honestly. And doesn't it sound silly? I know. The silliest things are what grab people's attention. I was in shock when people wanted to see what I bought at grocery stores. What is it with grocery hauls? I don't understand. But people go nuts over that. That's something else that people would go crazy over with me. Okay, you want to see what I
Jennifer,
bought at the grocery store?
think,
Here you
Jennifer,
go.
think about all the stupid YouTube videos our kids watch. I don't know how many times there's one, Maya and Ellie. They're always with their mom in Target, running around, acting a fool, but for some reason, they got thousands of hits. Something as stupid as that makes people want to watch. And trust me, I'm with you, Jennifer. I don't know what to put up, but I guess you and I can try different things and see what somebody likes. Fabian put up something the other day about something that you and him, and he was recording the kids when you were out of the house. Or do you? Christina's laughing because she knows what I'm talking about. Fabian put up something that he didn't do right. Fed the kids. He wasn't feeding the kids right. Do you
Oh,
remember that?
yeah, that was his Mother's Day dedication to her that he can't do
Oh, the
anything.
turkey bacon.
Does it all.
That's the turkey bacon that he didn't cook
Listen,
it.
the turkey bacon is the only story that that I got so much. I got so much. My husband fed my children raw turkey bacon because he is
Because he's
incapable of
Fabian.
taking care of these children.
Okay, so something as that had me, and I'm telling you, I have not watched Fabian's things. I barely seen it, but that one I was laughing so hard, and I was watching it. Maybe just a day in the life in your family. That might be something people might just want to watch.
Yeah.
Like
Right now, Jennifer Jimenez, as you're saying that, I saw you lift up and you have like a gazillion Pandora charms. Okay. Maybe you could just talk about your collection and where you got it, each one and where it came from, you know, whatever. I'm just saying there could be Pandora and you hashtag Pandora, you know, charm of the week, and you just talk about your interest in it. And there's people out there, the brand is big, you know, that could identify with that.
that's something.
Sorry. So yeah, girls, everybody has something interesting about them. If not, go learn. If not, it's a perfect opportunity to go and become that girl you've always wanted to be, the girl who learned how to braid, you know, years later after admiring it in so many people. And maybe even that thing that you really like, dang, I admire this in so-and-so, or I love how this person, you know, does this or that, like whatever it is, go and become that girl and be that. What that person is to you, go be that to your people, okay? So engagement is all about influence. Engagement is about sharing real, vulnerable, and the value. That word value means that when I tune in, you're gonna teach me something. I want you girls to think of value as teaching, okay? When you hear that, because we hear it a lot in Beachbody, give value, okay? When you think value, just substitute that with the word teaching. What can I teach people this week? And I promise you that it's going to change your stories. It's going to change your stories as you're about to make something, as you're about to plate something, as you're about, what can I teach people right now? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna make eggs. Let me show them how I make my eggs. All right, so think about how you can teach them. Anyways, those were just like the 3 things for how to create that engagement, guys. I would love if, with the time that we have remaining, if maybe some of you want to pick my brain and just tell me some things that you feel you're an expert and I could help you on how to market that in your stories, or an interest that you have, and I can share with you how to tie it into Beachbody and to building your brand and business.
So I know some of the girls were, you know, there's a frustration and a challenge with finding followers you know, and we're doing what Brittany Leggett had suggested, you know, finding people, you know, through influencers and, you know, things like that. Because we want to find people. We need new eyes, obviously. We can't keep marketing and teaching things to the same people. So we can throw value out as much as possible. And yes, there is that word of mouth of, oh, so-and-so is doing this, you need to follow her. And I've gotten people like that myself. People have followed me through word of mouth. But, you know, we want to grow our following, so we have new eyes. So what are your tips when it comes to growth? You know, there's the engagement, yes, but how, I know you had already a large following, but what do you suggest when it comes to making connections with new people and finding new people and, you know, things like that?
So girls, I'm going to tell it to you, but the truth is I'm going to give you the secret, but the reality is most of you are not going to do this, but I'm giving you the secret. And I say this because it sounds like, oh, that's a good idea. No, it's not a good idea. It is the idea. It's very hard to grow on Instagram these days. It is. It's just like, you know, I could tell you that for me, I've been stuck at the same number for, and if anything, I've declined. I looked at a graphic that I made 2 years ago and I had like 400 more subscribers than what I have today. So like I've actually lost a lot of people. But here's the answer to how you're going to grow your following, and it's collaboration. You need to find other people who have a same following to you, and you girls need to collaborate on doing a giveaway together. You need to collaborate on, hey, I'll share a meal plan and you share some, you know, whatever. You want to stay away from other girls from MLMs, but if you can just find a girl who's like just, you know, someone who hashtags, you know, love my boys or girl mom or something like that, and just find her page. She's kind of cute. Say, hey, I want to grow my following. So this is what I've done, you guys. I will personally message someone that has a similar following to mine, and I will just straight up, it's this simple and this forward. Like, hey, I'm looking, and I don't know her, I don't follow her, but it's kind of like we both want the same thing. So I just say, hey, I'm looking to collaborate with other YouTube mommies. Would you be willing to do a shout for shout? You could say a shout for shout. Shout for shout is like you shout me out, I shout you out. And I could give you an example of like how I've approached other influencers. I literally just say that, like, hey, I'm looking for other Instagrammers. You could say Instagram mommies, you know, Instagram mommies, and Instagram dog moms, Instagram whatever they are, Instagram foodies to collaborate with. Would you be willing to do a shout for shout? All this means, guys, is that say I can feature you on my stories and you feature me on yours. And what we do is all we say is like, you know, love following my friend at Love and Style. And then we just shout each other out like that. Follow her. And you just do one page. So you just can create a graphic to even show that person like, hey, here's an example of what we can do for each other. And it'll just have like a picture, like your picture, you provide the picture and you say, hey, you share this, I'll share yours. And guys, if the person wants to grow, they're not going to be like, ooh, no. They're going to be like, sure, I want to grow too. Let's do this. Collaboration is how you're going to grow in 2020. It's literally the only way, because it is, you know, it's saturated. Instagram, of course, everyone's on there, but this idea of like people just following, it is happening, guys, but it's a lot harder. I'm telling you that. I used to do, one of the ways that I grew my audience was by doing paid shout outs. And I used to pay like $35 to $50 to be featured on a really popular page. They would leave up my post for an hour and then take it down. Back in the day, I would get like 1,000 followers in an hour. Okay, that's astronomical. A year later, I would do the same thing. And guys, I would get 20 followers. From 1,000 to like literally doing it and getting 20. So that just shows you the change, the shift that happened in Instagram. It's a lot harder these days, but you're gonna do it through collaboration. Because if my girl tells me, oh, check out this girl, she always posts, you know, these things, workout tips, and you could tell them, say, I love following my friend for fit tips and fit inspo. Like, tell them how you want to be described, and then she can tell you how she wants to be described. But it's collaboration, guys. That's how you're gonna do it. That's how, and it's going to take work. But you know what? If you took the time to just message 5 people with a similar audience to yours, non-MLM related, and just said, hey, let's shout each other out, she'll do it.
Yeah, I have to actually agree with that. I haven't done it personally, but I've seen it live in person. Anna, SDV, one of our friends, one of our coach friends, she also does cookies on the side, and she collaborated with Bliss Gifts, which is a company that creates these really beautiful shirts. They're the company that I use to create our team shirts for Summit and stuff like that. And her following grew astronomically because Bliss Gifts, shouted out Anna, and they're working together, and her cookie business is like it's growing like crazy, and it's because May at Bliss Gifts is shouting her out. So they have that relationship there. So
think about, guys, do you have a friend that's a realtor, a mortgage broker? And just say, you know, approach that girl. Even if she has 200 followers, it doesn't matter. Do you realize that each little, you know, if you got 5 people on a Tuesday and then 8 people on a Thursday, you know what I'm saying? Like, it all adds up. And how often it's nice to see any kind of growth, right? To just see those follows. It's like, oh, cool, someone followed me today. That's how you're going to do it. So it's collaboration, girls. It is harder, but that's how you're going to do it.
Lily,
So,
you do that in stories, right? I just want to make sure I have that right. You do you do it in stories.
Yeah, you could do it in stories if that's where you have more engagement. Like, if you feel that you get more views on stories and maybe you get likes, which usually we do, you could try both. You could just say, hey, I'll put a post. It just makes more sense because it disappears. You don't want your friend, you know, on your wall. So yeah, just stories. I would do it on stories and then tag them. And then, Christine, I'll give you the example of what I tell the girls. Oh, we could do this. And then it just says, like, love following my friend, not fat, not skinny.
Yeah.
And then, you know, whatever.
I have a friend that's doing that with my videos that I put on my stories. She reached out to me. We have my best friend's her friend as well. And she told me she lives in Jacksonville. She started doing, you know, Beachbody around the same time I did. And then she's like, hey, tag me and I'll post them on my page. And I haven't noticed any new followers, but then again, I haven't looked.
Well, that's also because you're both Beachbody. So you want to find somebody that's not Beachbody, that's not part of Beachbody. Find somebody that's in something else, and then you'll definitely have that. You'll have that change there. So yeah, for sure.
I have a question on Instagram stories. Do hashtags help, or how do you how does your Instagram stories get seen? Because I'm doing both, but I don't know. I don't see the difference.
So the way that it works is when you go on Instagram and people are following a specific hashtag, there's stories. So let's say you hashtag fit life. There's highlights under, like, for that hashtag, there's highlights of everyone who used it. So, or no, they will, with that hashtag, they'll create like an icon that everyone who used it, you can tap through the stories. So one time, it does work. It does work because one time I did get like almost triple the views on one of those things when it was something like mom life, you know, and it was like, oh, you know, cereal spilled everywhere, hashtag mom life. And I did get more engagement from that day. So it does work if people are searching for that specific hashtag. So you just have to make sure it's not something like fit mom.
Cause mine's a little bit different from everybody else. Christina knows my thing is because I have started, because my background is I come from domestic violence.
Okay.
So my reach out is to moms who are in and out of domestic violence to help them, because both for me, exercise, fitness, and God is what helped me. And mostly in the last 2 years, and Christina knows what I went through, really have gotten me through and have gotten me to where I am. So I want to help them out and let them know that with both God and fitness, they can be able to rise above in mind, body, and spirit, and be able to, you know, step out into greatness. I started during this quarantine a group called How to Change Your Life, not thinking that it was going to work at all because I've been wanting to do it for such a long time. And based with the hashtags and little by little, today I have 8 girls. Out of the 8 girls, 2 just joined After 3 years, I'm finally an emerald. I never thought it was going to happen. Yay! Without thinking, 2 of them joined as coach. So I want to be able to share my story. And I'm doing that because I talk about God. I talk about what I went through, my changes. But I'm just trying to get the engagement. And I know that's a tougher niche because they're
Well, right,
not
because
in
no
the
one's
state of
gonna
mind.
hashtag. No one's hashtagging like domestic, abuse. Like if you're going through it, you're not hashtagging it. So
Right.
I'm wondering if you know how when you have Lily, when you have that hashtag, let's say it's hashtag domestic, abuse survivor, there's sub hashtags underneath that are related to that. Catherine, have you searched that one hashtag to
Yeah,
see if
with that one hashtag, the only thing that comes out under that always is domestic violence survivors, toxic relationships,
yeah,
mental abuse, physical abuse.
right.
So
How about using
I'm trying to change it around because
Yeah.
I know those women need the help because I
Yeah.
went through it and they need it. And with
Yeah.
these girls, they have said it and now they're doing exercise and they're getting into it and they have seen it without
Yeah.
me even asking them because
Yeah.
they've been seeing my stories. They're the ones that came up to me and they're like, look,
Yeah.
I want to have the energy and be able to come out of it how you did.
Yeah.
Catherine,
So
what about using a hashtag that's more empowering you getting out of that situation?
But it's kind of
Finding
hard. It's kind of harder because you don't know in between the thing who is and who's not. Because empowering women, there's like a million. How is my picture or my story or my content gonna get with a million influencers who are way ahead of me? So that has been my struggle throughout the years, which has frustrated me.
how about hit the hashtag about domestic violence and look at every single photo to see what other hashtags those people are using.
Yeah.
And maybe it would
And
come to mind something that can help you.
I'm trying to use the same thing, but also make it unique.
How about mental health therapists and their posts? And you'll be able to see people there who are actually getting help too. You know what I mean? Because you don't want people who want to be rescued and aren't ready to do the work. You understand? Do you know what I mean? So see if you can find people with, therapy backgrounds or things like that. So
somebody that's already getting help and already getting out of it would be the best way. Yeah, Christina's right.
I know that, but there's also the part of the ones that need it because my thing is I give them my saying and my story, and I give them the word of God, and I also do the things about how they need to stand up for themselves. So for me, I am considering myself an inspirational coach, and I want to be the voice of hope for them because it's a little bit difficult. So
we can definitely explore that. I don't want to, take any more time from you guys, but
I'm sorry.
Catherine, you and me we'll get together and we'll look, and I'll look also to see if I can find something that's related to help you. Because it's already almost 10 o'clock. I want to respect everybody's time. Lily, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Any other questions at all, or are we good?
Yeah, I don't mind if someone had a pressing question that they didn't get to ask or just something specific to their brand.
It's not specific to me. I'm just in that collaboration.
Oh, we lost her.
I love it's like just to explore it just a little further.
Wait, we lost you, Jennifer. We lost you.
My internet. Get off.
No, go. You're here now.
My son off the internet. Am I good?
Yeah.
Our internet in this condo is just awful. The views are beautiful. The internet is terrible. Okay, so the collaboration. When you just is it somebody you're already following, or do you just go on a rabbit hole and find somebody that you think might want to build their brand? You send them a random message and hope for the best.
Why not?
I personally, so for me, I was approaching YouTube mom, so I looked up hashtag YouTube mom. So you might look up hashtag boy mom, hashtag. So then find those people there and see, oh, look, this girl's got 1,200 followers. So do I. Someone with similar followers, and just start there. So from a like interest, and then find those people there.
Look at their content and see if it's something that relates to you, and then ask them.
My son is over here laughing at me because you said 1,200 followers, and he said
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's what the laughter over here is about.
Well, good.
Jen, you don't know unless you ask. And what's the worst they can tell you? No, thank you.
No,
So-
that's
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's somebody you're already following or if it's just a random person.
It doesn't,
could be.
because you're just doing, like, I mean, I do, but in this case, I'm just seeing who wants to do this. Like, I want to grow. Do you want to grow? So I don't, sometimes I'll find them, I'll follow them and then message them, because then I don't want to seem like I'm messaging, like I will follow them. So I'll find them, follow, and then send a message. I'll find them and then send the message. So
Watch out for falling pens.
yes. But yeah, girls. Okay, so I guess we'll leave it at that. I'm more than happy to answer just any questions. Like, honestly, Instagram stories, I love talking strategies, sales, how to get more sales. You know, but I think that it all starts with what we spoke about tonight, which is getting people in your DMs. And that has to be your focus. That has to be the shift. You can't just show up every day and show the same thing and just show me your Shaco and show me your workout and show me your lunch and that's it. Like, you have to think today, you know, like WWJD, you have to say, what's an abbreviation for what am I going to teach today? You know, what can I teach today? And that's what you have to ask yourself every time you go on Instagram stories is, what can I teach today?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I love that. That's such a great tip, even for me, because I've become monotonous. And the thing is, the problem is I'm checking off check marks off of my chart, and I need it to be a little bit more fluid. So that's very helpful for me too. So I appreciate it. Are we good? Yes. Any other questions? If there's any other questions, Lily, I'll be shooting them over to you. I know things pop them in our head, you know, last minute, and we forget to ask or whatever. But I want to thank you so much for coming into the call. Ladies, I'm so sorry for keeping you late, but I thought it was such a valuable call, and we learned a lot, hopefully. I know I did. I even learned stuff. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Before I let you go, though, can we take a picture together?
Yes.
Yes. Of course. We lost Mickey. There she is. All right, guys, ready? Whoop, whoop. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, Mickey was fixing herself. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much. Catherine, you and me, tomorrow, we'll get together and we'll talk about those hashtags to see what can work best for you, okay?
Okay.
Ladies, thank you so much. Have an amazing Tuesday, rest of your Tuesday night. Loren, happy dinner.
Oh, wait, I just want to say, Christina, hold on. I didn't get to talk about my bands, but I just want to
yes. Plug it, babe, plug it.
They're fabric booty bands. So you're doing 80-day obsession. These won't ride. They won't bunch up. Anything. You could add it to your deadlifts, your squats. They're amazing. So they're just my little
Not fat, not skinny. I love it.
booty bands.
Where can we get them?
My website is notskinnyfitness.com.
I'll share it on the team page. I'm going to grab my bands.
Okay. Yeah, because I just ordered some new bands and I'm anticipating them taking longer than when I need them. And they do
rubber?
those 80-day ones right, or the Beachbody ones right up.
They drive me bonkers.
For the ones you ordered rubber or
Yeah.
fabric? Yeah.
They're rubber.
Yeah, once you go fabric, like obviously with 10 rounds, we use our rubbers and they have their value. You know, I loved my yellow one, but for squats, deadlifts, walking lunges, it's a game changer. So if you use the promo code SALE, they're $5 off right now.
Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, I'll share the website on the team page, ladies. Thank you so much, Lily, so much for all your wisdom. I truly appreciate you hanging out with us. Ladies, have an amazing night. Any questions, shoot them my way, and I'll make sure to get them to Lily as well. So have a great night, ladies. Bye.
Bye, ladies.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.